latest match in the Premiership, and the trip to Sale, you know from past experience, notoriously tough.
Yeah, always tough up there. It's probably, I think, one of the hardest away fixtures in the league. They are strong at home. They target their home games and then looking to pick up bonus points away from home. So they are a very, very strong side at home. You know, they had some notable scalps recently up there. They had a bit of a blip the other week, obviously against Northampton, but actually a very, very tough side and very much in the mould of their coaching staff as well. It's a tough place to go.
Is that what you think that was at Northampton the other week, just merely a blip?
I think it was tough for a lot of the sides having the break, so the sort of 4 or 5 weeks off for some players is quite tough to deal with if you're not used to it. So obviously we'd had a couple of big games with the European matches. If you've not got those, then it can become quite a long period of layoff. And I think maybe a combination of being at Northampton at the wrong time. You know, Northampton played really, really well, but also a bit of a layoff. We saw in our game, I think, both us and Gloucester, whilst it was a close game, it wasn't necessarily either side at the top of it. I thought they were better, Gloucester, on Friday night against Sarries. I thought we were better at the weekend against Newcastle. So you can see sides picking up again after that break.
Was that the perfect response last week to that Gloucester performance? You know, I'd imagine as coaches you can find plenty that you want to dig into.
Yeah, there's loads to dig in, but it's perfect in the sense that we won it and there's 5 points there. So yes, in that respect. But there's always stuff to work on. We've got some tough fixtures at the moment. The sides that we're playing are sides that have got a lot riding on every game, and every point counts really. So it's one of the great things about the league is that you don't really get many games without anything riding on it, and here we are. You know, the middle part of the table is quite choked up as well. So sides are moving up and down pretty fluidly. So there's a lot on each game.
Do you think this is the toughest Premiership we've seen so far? I know it's weird to say these things, but
I don't know. I think yes, in the sense it's maybe the tightest. But it's always tough. Every year is tough. It's one of the toughest competitions in the world because there is always something riding on the game. So it's probably the tightest, I think, that we've seen for years, and it's maybe shaking itself down now as a couple of teams start to stretch their legs a little bit. But toughest, it's always bloody tough.
And in terms of Sale, you know from what we've seen, that their players, they're going to be a bit like Gloucester, going to have a lot of their good players available to them.
Yeah, and that's just something that you have to get on with. You know, we've got a good side, we're playing well at the moment. We haven't got too much change week to week, which is nice. Like us, a lot of sides, you're always dealing with a couple of injuries, but on the whole, we're pretty settled. They're a settled side. They've got some absolutely world-class guys in there. After Clerk, there's no getting away from it. It's an absolute live wire. They've got some good players, so it'll be tough. But they've also, not just physically, but actually they play some great rugby. Some of their attack is fantastic. They've got guys who can really hurt you out wide, and they've scored some great tries this season. So we've got an enormous amount of respect, and we travel there knowing that it'll be a tough match.
You're missing a number of players, but the message from coaches that you've been given to the players is you got the jersey while they're away, these guys, the superstars maybe, but you can hold on to it if you play well.
Yeah, we've always done that. Guys coming back don't necessarily cycle in. That's what having a squad is about. I mean, there's obviously some things in terms of managing a squad that you have to bear in mind in terms of number of games played for folk. But actually, these guys are playing well at the moment, and that's who's wearing the jersey. It's not so much about the guy in the jersey as it is about the jersey. We expect everybody to go out there and put 100% onto the pitch.